Have you ever wondered what really happened in the Garden of Eden? We all know the classic story: Adam, Eve, a talking serpent, and a forbidden fruit. But what if there's more to it? What if the story isn't just about disobedience, but about a profound, world-altering shift in human consciousness? Today, we're peeling back the layers of this ancient narrative to explore the dark side of Eden, unraveling Eve's forbidden knowledge. Before the bite, Adam and Eve lived in a state of perfect harmony, a blissful ignorance. They were like children, without shame, without fear, and without the knowledge of good and evil. Their world was simple, their choices preordained by a singular rule: to and eat from the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. It was a paradise. But a paradise of innocence, not of experience. But what is life without the full spectrum of experience? Then comes the serpent, often depicted as a villain, a tempter. But let's re-examine its role. The serpent doesn't lie. It tells Eve, your eyes will be opened, and you will be like God, knowing good and evil. It presents the fruit not as an act of rebellion, but as an opportunity for enlightenment. It offered a key to a different kind of existence, one of awareness and understanding. Was the serpent a malevolent force, or simply a catalyst for change, a necessary disruptor to a static paradise? Eve's decision is the turning point of human history. She is faced with a choice: eternal, blissful ignorance, or the painful, complex world of knowledge. She chose knowledge. It's easy to label this as a fall, but we could also see it as a rise into self-awareness, into the very qualities that define us as human. Her choice wasn't born from simple greed or malice. It was born from curiosity, from a desire to understand, to see beyond the veil of her sheltered reality. She was the first explorer, the first philosopher, the first to ask why. The moment they ate the fruit, their eyes were opened. For the first time, they saw their own vulnerability, and they felt shame. They covered themselves. This wasn't just about physical modesty. It was the birth of the self, the ego. They were no longer just a part of the garden. They were individuals, separate and distinct. This new awareness brought with it a heavy burden, the knowledge of pain, of toil, and of mortality. Their world was no longer a simple, harmonious garden. It was now a complex landscape of duality, light and shadow, joy and sorrow, good and evil. The forbidden knowledge wasn't just a list of right and wrong. It was the understanding of duality itself. Before the fruit, everything was one. After, the world fractured into opposites. To know good, you must also know its counterpart, evil. To appreciate light, you must experience darkness. This is the fundamental structure of our conscious experience. Eve didn't just learn a set of rules. She unlocked the operating system of human consciousness. She gained the ability to judge, to discern, to choose. With this power came immense responsibility and the potential for both great creation and great destruction. Think about it: art, science, philosophy, love, justice. All of these concepts are born from this dualistic understanding. They require comparison, judgment, and the awareness of alternatives. Without the forbidden knowledge, there would be no masterpieces to move our souls, no scientific breakthroughs to expand our horizons, no ethical debates to shape our societies. Humanity's entire journey of progress and discovery is built upon the foundation of the choice Eve made. The so-called curse was also a gift of agency, of free will. But this knowledge is a double-edged sword, and that's the dark side of Eden we're exploring. With the ability to choose comes the capacity to choose wrongly. The knowledge of good and evil gave humanity the tools for empathy and compassion, but also for cruelty and conflict. We gained the wisdom to build civilizations, but also the cunning to wage wars. Every day, each of us navigates this legacy. We grapple with our own internal serpents, our own forbidden fruits, our own choices between acting from a place of love or a place of fear. The expulsion from Eden wasn't merely a punishment. It was a graduation. Adam and Eve were no longer children who needed a walled garden for protection. They had tasted knowledge and were now ready or forced to face the real world. Life outside the garden required work, struggle, and resilience. They had to learn to cultivate the land, to build shelter, to raise a family in a world that was no longer perfectly provided for. This struggle forged them, shaped them, and made them the ancestors of a species defined by its ability to adapt, innovate, and overcome adversity. So, was Eve's choice a tragic mistake or a necessary step in our evolution? Perhaps the story of Eden isn't meant to be a historical account, but a timeless metaphor for the human condition. It's a story about the painful but essential transition from unconscious unity to conscious individuality. It's about the price of awareness and the profound responsibility that comes with free will. We all, in our own lives, have moments where we leave the garden of our innocence and bite into the fruit of difficult truths. The story teaches us that knowledge is power, but it is not inherently good or bad. Its value is determined by how we use it. Eve's legacy is not one of sin, but one of courage, the courage to seek truth, even when it's uncomfortable, and to embrace the full, complex, and often difficult spectrum of human experience. She chose a world of shadows and light over a world of perpetual, unchanging twilight. And because of her choice, we have the ability to strive, to learn, to love, and to create our own meaning in a world that is no longer a perfect, prepackaged paradise. We are all children of Eve, tasked with navigating the beautiful, chaotic world she unlocked for us. What do you think? Was Eve a sinner or a savior, a foolish girl or a wise woman who made the ultimate sacrifice for human potential? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you found this exploration of an ancient story interesting, please give this video a thumbs up, and subscribe for more deep dives into the myths and ideas that shape our world. Thanks for watching.